That could have been a lot worse. Well, that was nearly a very good shot in behind the brown. Still awkward for Judd though. Especially with a new tip.
One.
Oh, he's fluked one. Don't think he saw that, but he'll take it. And I think he's on this yellow as well.
Yellow ball.
So look at this again. Wow, two great shots to get in.
Three.
Well, the first one was a fluke, of course, but that was a good pot on the yellow.
Four. Six. Seven.
Well, it's another poor shot. He could have easily played on the pink. He's trying to get around the back of the black. And then the big question is, will he take the black on? It will be all or nothing. Frame is over if he misses it. Well, here we go then.
Judd Trump. Seven.
Well, it was the very definition, that of all or nothing, and it looks like it's going to be nothing for Judd Trump. Matthew Stevens already 34 points in front as he comes to the table.
One.
St David's Day today, special day in Wales. Of course, Matthew Stevens from Carmarthen.
Eight. Nine. Yep.
Well, this is so far away, he's had to get the extended rest out to reach it.
Well, the extension he's got is not long enough, so he's going to have to put the normal extension on. Well, Judd had to go at that black there. He knew that what he was leaving if he missed it. His concern, of course, is if the tip's good enough for the rest of the tournament.
Well, it must be on his mind, I think.
Well, I was about to say colour red black would be enough, but didn't quite contact that red again as intended. He's left this a little bit awkward.
15.
No, I don't think he'll take that one on. He'll wait for another chance. So Judd will come back to the table then with enough points or enough boards on the table.
Matthew Stevens, 15.
He can get himself back into this frame. 49 in the frame, 59 on the table. What about this one? Oh, what a shot that was.
So suddenly Stevens, who looked a certainty a couple of minutes ago to win the frame, is in trouble.
Well, it's amazing that he's found that gap and caught that red on the top cushion. He's played the one just above the pink there. Well, just checking to see if this red is tight to the cushion. He's contemplating just dropping this in. Yeah, well, there you go. He's going for the extension, so I think he's taking this left on red. And if he does play this dead weight, well, again, it's going to be one of those. It's all or nothing. He could rattle this, and then it's end of frame. But if it goes in, gives himself a great chance. Always got a kick.
Yeah.
Just what you need.
Well, very unlucky for Judd Trump. So Stevens needs red in a colour.
I think Judd might be cancelling his subscription to the Snooker Gods magazine, Dave, after what's happened so far today.
One.
This pink then becomes frame ball.
Stevens hasn't played at the top of his game either,
7.
but he's going to be in front for the first time.
8. $15. 16.
But you did mention early on in this frame, David, that this is a great chance here for the Welshman to pull out a good victory against Judd Trump, especially in having to change his tip.
Yeah, and I think the next frame will be big because it's the last before the interval. If Matthew Stevens can get to 3-1, he's going to become quite a big favourite, I think. He leads for the first time by 2 frames to 1. Judd Trump in a little bit of trouble here. Well, meanwhile, it's they're into frame 4 on the other side, Neil Robertson and Mark Selby, and it's 2-1 currently to Neil Robertson. And this is what's happening in the next frame. Selby's 20 points in front. He's trying to obviously make it 2-2 at the mid-session. And all the reds congregating over on the right-hand side by the black. So the thing about these two, they can certainly mix it up. They're heavy scorers, but terrific tacticians as well. Robertson's last ranking title, in fact, was this World Open when it was played in Scotland, 2010. So 2.5 years, although he's, of course, won the Masters since then. Came very close to winning the International Championship in Chengdu last November. Lost 10-8 to Trump in the final. And, of course, he lost to Selby in the Masters final. So 2-1 there to Robertson. Meanwhile, we're back with Trump and Stevens. Frame 4.
Frame 4.
Stevens in front, 2-1.
Well, again, it's one of those. He's looking for a thin edge with some side on the new tip, and he's just pushed the white. That could be disastrous. Well, Judd would have been thinking, if I can just get to the interval 2 apiece, sort this tip out, or even put a new one on. He's got 15 minutes to get himself onto the practice table, or shape that tip he's put back onto his cue. What an opportunity this is for the Welshman.
Six.
He's found a plant to the back.
7.
And again, that was a big bounce off the cushion there. He's gone a lot higher on this black than intended. Just watch this bounce off the cushion. Well, we didn't see the white, we saw the red go in, but it was a big bounce. Just checking the spot there. It won't go on its own spot, but there's none available as well, so it's going to have to go behind its own spot, as close to that red as possible without touching.
14.
Big visit this for Matthew Stevens. If he can win the frame with a big break to take himself 3-1 up at the interval, he'll really fancy the job. He can see Trump is struggling. He was behind Stevens against both Dave Gilbert and Sean Murphy, won those 2 matches, albeit with Mark Williams' cue. Funny, isn't it? Williams is struggling to win a match with that cue. Matthew Stevens, you feel, shouldn't be winning with a different cue, but has reached the quarterfinals. But now he's got his own one back.
Well, again, the pink having to go behind its own spot, as the black did.
21.
He's a very good referee, Zhu Ying. Excellent. All the players respect her.
$22. 28.
No problem this time then with the pink spot. He's got this straight red. Just drop this in for the black. Try and get rid of this red that's near the black actually. It looks like he's stunning over, is he?
29.
Well, he's chosen to hold for the pink. And these guys practice these sort of situations thousands upon thousands of times on the practice table. Just little stun shots around the pink and black spot, you know. And when you do that, it's so easy to make a 50+ break.
35.
You can make a 70-something here. He will lead 3-1.
Yes, and it's noticeable how careful he's being. He's not rushing around the table. He knows it's a big visit, this. Got to take care over every shot.
$36. 42. 43.
Well, that just went in off the near jaw.
49. 50.
Second half century of the match for Matthew Stevens. He made
56.
64 in the second frame. But he wants this to be a winning break. It wasn't, didn't win the frame from that
57.
64.
Well, one open red left here. I'm not sure if that red near the black goes to this left corner.
$63. 64.
Well, he's cleared these around the pink spot very nicely indeed.
Frame ball, this pink. Well, he's done what he had to do.
70.
And this is the shot that he's played. He's just caught the first red there. He's trying to just clip off the edge of the pack. He applied a little bit of side. Well, that's not strong enough. Judd played a little bit of side and caught everything. Now the thing is, obviously, I think Judd will come back here, but Matthew could have done with that red, just dropping that red in.
Well, it's only one snooker.
One.
Well, he's got a little bit of angle here. He can just turn this red over, take it away from the black spot. Well, didn't need to. I wonder whether this will pop once it's that black's re-spotted. Well, that's a
8.
bad misjudgment from Judd there, because he had the angle to clip it away from the spot.
Judd trump 8.
Good safety. Is this the snooker? Oh, what a shot that is. Well, we keep saying it that, you know, even if your opponent only wants one snooker, it's just that extra ball that you need, and Matthew should have taken a little bit more care in playing that red down the cushion. He had a chance to pot it, and now he's found himself in trouble. But that was a beautiful shot from Judd Trump.
Well, you can win now, Trump.
Judgment 4.
Yes, and he might. I think he'll put him in from there. Off you go. I don't fancy that one.
So, 58 in it with 59 on.
Yeah, Matthew was just trying to bounce the white into the cushion there, create the angle to hit these two reds on the left-hand side, but do you fancy this one? This is a bit awkward.
If he leaves a red on here, it's on. The black's free. He's going to need 4 blacks and the colours.
Well, it's not bad considering where he was. I think he'll settle for that.
Hold on. Doesn't want this in. Can't even have time for a moment there.
Just as well as that red didn't come over a little bit further either. He would have left it on. 58 in the frame, 59 on the table. Matthew has to be careful. That's a nice nudge. And I don't think Judd can get down far enough on this left-hand cushion to try and pot the red. Well, that's Hawkeye's view. Well, I think he's trying to get close to it, but of course he needs the black even if he pots it. It's wide, and he's left it on, and it's frame over.
Yeah, again, that was do or die.
Well, I know it's going to be 3-1, but in some ways Judd would be glad to get out of there actually for the time being, and he's got 15 minutes to sort that tip out, whether he puts another one on or tries to take that one down, has a knock on. They'll be definitely be on the practice table, there's no doubt about that.
Yes, the interval is going to be very important in this match. Trump can sort himself out. Still got a chance to win it, but obviously he's been affected by what happened with the tip. Matthew Stevens has
8.
done what he had to do, which is take advantage.
Yeah.
66 in
Frame
front,
conceded,
and
frame
yes, Judd Trump's
Matthew
seen enough
Stevens.
there. So, it certainly wasn't the start he was hoping for, and the world number 1 in trouble here. Matthew Stevens heads to the interval, leading by 2 frames, 2 away from victory at 3-1. So they'll return in 15 minutes to see if Matthew Stevens can complete what would be, I think, a surprise victory. Meanwhile, they're still going on the other table in frame 4. You can see 40 points in it here. It's 2-1 to Neil Robertson, but Selby is 40 points to the good. And so obviously Snooker's required. He's in 1. But Robertson needs 4. Oh, he's gone around the back a bit.
It's amazing how he's missed that. He missed it by a fraction.
That's not a snooker this time. 36 in it, 3 needed. But if he can pop the yellow, then he may feel he's seen enough. It's not quite true to say that between these two great players the gloves are off, because Mark Selby's wearing one, but certainly neither gives an inch, do they? They're both really tough. A lot of players would have gone to the interval now and take the 2-2, but Robertson has chosen to play on.
Nice shot there, just a trace of side on the white, but I think Mark might be able to get through the gap here. We talk about fractions at this game, just look at that. Yes, he's having to play a swerve shot, but that's an easier shot to play than off 2 or 3 cushions. Nearly potted it. You can't blame Neil for playing on here. It's a big frame, still only needs 2 snookers. And the balls are in good positions actually to lay those snookers. And there's another one. Well, I think he's got the snooker, but it's fairly easy to hit the yellow off the back cushion. Lying right hand side on the cue ball.
Oops. Yeah, he's conceded, he's seen enough. Well, he gave it his all, as you'd expect, but it's going to be 2-2. These two very hard to split, aren't they? And it is level as I head to the mid-session interval. So 2-2 in this one, and 3-1 to Matthew Stevens against Judd Trump. We're going to take a break. In the interval, we're going to show you the last frame of the match between Trump and Bond from yesterday, and then we'll be back. So around about 10 minutes from now, we'll be back with Judd Trump. Let's see if we can make a recovery against Matthew Stevens. So join us in about 10 minutes after the interval for more live action from quarterfinals day at the World Snooker Open.
Wednesday nights on Eurosport 2. Meet the crew from World Wrestling Entertainment. In this week, follow the rise and falls of the meanest wrestlers on the planet. And then check out their idols, the guys who inspired the new generation. This week, and Vintage Collection livens up any Wednesday night. WWE Wednesday night on Eurosport 2.
1.
The writing very much on the wall here for Nigel Bond then, with Trump back at the table, 47 in front. This red will effectively clinch frame and match.
7. Foul.
Well,
Judd Trump,
that was a
7.
bit unforeseen.
Nigel Bond 6.
Little careless from Trump there.
Yes, which obviously means now that Nigel can win. 42 in the frame, 43 on. That was a bit careless. First time he's probably showboated a little bit in this match.
Looking to play a spectacular positional shot for the remaining reds, but didn't bargain for the cue ball disappearing into left centre.
Well, just make sure the pink match was over. It's not his style though, is it? Well, I'm just putting back in again. Oh, imagine if that had landed behind the blue. Well, obviously, I mean, Judd is still in a very strong position, especially with the black on the side cushion. But here is another chance to win frame and match. He doesn't want to nudge the black off the cushion. Well, can't believe he's played that. He's handed a very good chance here to Nigel to pinch this frame, when really it was match over. Oh, well, it will be match over now.
Yeah, Bond had to get that. The black was waiting, but with the red remaining on the table, it should be a formality for Trump to finish the job here. Just needs the red. Well, it's been a great performance from the world number one. He's certainly lived up to that billing. 3 centuries, another break of 80. This one's been a little scrappier. I think he snookered himself on the black, but he still has the pink, and Bond needs snookers in any case. Green, I should say, not the pink. Going colourblind here, but it really has been sensational stuff from this young man. Still only 23 years of age, remember.
Look for the double. Or the treble. But that should be enough.
I'm sure Nigel Bond will offer his hand. Well, maybe not. 46 the difference, 35 remaining. It's a tall order, to say the least.
3 snookers needed. Can't see that happening, really.
I'm sure Nigel will feel he's hardly been in a match. He's been sitting in his chair for most of it. But to be fair to him, I think any player in the world would struggle to have lived with Judd Trump on this showing.
Bodes well for the rest of the week.
Yes, he didn't attempt to pot that, looking to play the snooker, but hasn't got it.
So Trump was quoted 5-1 favourite actually this week, the start of today's play. I think that might come in a point. Yes, he's played some hard match snooker here, Judd. He's really not allowed Nigel any table time, not allowed him to settle.
Started the day with 54 centuries this season, 51 I should say, up to 54 now as a result of his sparkling snooker today, just one behind the record held by Mark Selby, who's in action as we speak.
One.
On table 2 against Barry Hawkins, Selby 3-1 up. Those two have been contesting the #1 ranking throughout the season. It's been changing hands between the pair of them. Trump currently in the ascendancy.
8. Nigel Bond, 8.
Well, Nigel Bond battling on here. It looks forlorn, but he's got a snooker, and it's not an easy one.
Well, there's one of the 3 required. Oh, swerve shot. Too much.
Foul. Nigel Bond, 4.
Well, the colours aren't badly positioned for snookers, so Bond well within his rights to battle on here.
Oh, that was unlucky. Another great effort to try and get behind the brown, but I think he has got the snooker actually. 2 cushions. Well, realistically, we know that Judd's in the next round. Well, he would be the first into the quarters.
Or the second at least, because Neil Robertson has just completed a whitewash
2.
of Graham Dott. Surprisingly one-sided victory for Robertson over the 2006 world champion. Robertson obviously bang in form. So many of the players are in China this week, which makes it such an exciting prospect as we head towards the climax of this World Open. Robertson will face either Selby or Hawkins for a place in the semi-finals. Well, surely now that's curtains. Nigel Bond, as he does, has battled on, but he's been a distant second best today against the ace in the pack.
3.
Three centuries and 80. Marvellous snooker.
7. 12. 18.
Are we going to see something spectacular on this final black? Watch all pockets. Oh, wasn't too shabby, was it? Well, he finishes with a flourish. That was a masterclass from Judd Trump. Quite magnificent stuff. Can he ever have played better in a best of 9? 3 centuries and an 80. He has thoroughly outplayed Nigel Bond and richly deserves his place in the quarterfinals. Trump through by 5 frames to 1.
5 epic Norwegian sagas staged in a freestyle arena rigged for thrills. Act 1, the amazing superpipe. Then marvel at the moguls. Aerials to take the breath away. The real deal in slopestyle. And finally, the Battle of Cross. Gripping tales brought to you by Sandy and Robbie. Freestyle Skiing World Championships from Norway. Starts Tuesday, live on Eurosport 2.
Judd Trump breaking off in frame 5. He trails Matthew Stevens 3-1. First of 5 to reach the semi-finals of the Haikou World Open. And It'll be interesting to see how he plays now in the second half. He had the problem with his tip at the start of play. He broke off, had to go and fix it, but clearly it was on his mind. Matthew Stevens did enough to take advantage, but of course the match not over yet.
That's the sort of shot that Judd's been struggling with. He's just playing thin edges and with side and what have you, although Matthew has pushed this red over the corner. Nothing wrong with that one. He's on the pink as well. Just looking at that tip, David, looks like he's knocked it down a little bit actually. He's had the sandpaper out in the file, just taking it down as thin as possible.
7.
You get too much tip and it's too soft, you don't get much feel with it.
Well, I'm sure if there hadn't been an interval he would have lost, but the fact that he's been given the chance to work on it, not necessarily. This frame will tell us a lot, I think.
No, too far, or not far enough. And now he's got problems, especially with that red in bulk. Well, the only shot I could suggest is to probably just try and lay on top of the blue, but then he might leave reds at this end. So look at this again. I think he was trying to get on the green to the middle. Well, a few of his fans there, I think, clapping in the background, and he is a big star out in China, Judd Trump, and obviously they want him to see go a little bit further in this tournament. Going for the pot.
Judd Trump 8.
That was a really tough one, wasn't it? He went for, and he knew he'd be leaving stuff on.
Well, the thing is, we've just seen him on that replay, David, dispatching Nigel Bond yesterday. Played very well indeed, and was all thinking this could be the man to beat this week, and everything's just turned around just in that one incident at the beginning of the match. Incredible.
Well, it's down to Matthew Stevens to take advantage. He's had his problems this week. This is the first match he's played with his own cue.
That's crazy, isn't it? You know, he could have been home in Carmarthen by now, but if he wins here, you never know. He's got enough to win this tournament.
Eight. Nine.
His last semi-final was the World Championship last season. Lost out to Ronnie O'Sullivan. He's had a couple of quarters this season, 13 in the world. Cut off for the World Championship seedings comes after the China Open in March, so the end of March. So with the points earned here, you'd think he's going to be okay for that.
$12. $13.
Oh dear.
Matthew Stevens, 13.
No, this is a surprise. He's surprised, certainly.
He's having a few problems with that pocket because he missed a red in that one
One.
a bit earlier on, and he couldn't understand how that one didn't drop either. So the chance here for Judd then to claw one back. Oh, hang on, this could go behind the spot. So it's going to be snookered definitely on one red, but I think you can see the one on the left hand side.
$7. $8.
Nicely done. You can tackle these reds down this end of the table now. Chosen to go for this back red.
10.
Well, could have done with a little bit more on the white there, really. I think you can actually drop this in and stay on the black, and then remove that red from the black spot.
11.
Well, this could be a key shot coming up here. He's got a little bit of angle just to nudge that red. Well played. We'll have to go down for the blue this time, though, I think.
18. $19.
Well, again, that was a pretty big bounce off that side cushion. I think what happens is 2 or 3 days into this tournament, the heat has been on these tables all the time or whatever, it warms the slate up, and sometimes you get a strange reaction off the cushions. We've seen a couple of instances already in this match where, especially off the top cushion, there's been a couple of big bounces. Will he play a little measured cannon? Wasn't quite measured.
24.
But he can see enough of this one.
25.
Yes, well played. Well, he's got them now.
32.
Well, big moments these, because Matthew Stevens had a good chance, missed that pink. Judd Trump looked thoroughly fed up in his seat. Great chance now, though, to win this fifth frame.
41.
Leads by 42, so red and colour snooker's required.
48.
He was let off the hook by the Welshman. Matthew Stevens knows he could really have taken control of this match had he won this frame, and he had a chance to do that, but it's Judd Trump who's going to take it.
55. $56. $63. 64.
Well, he should feel a little happier now.
$71. 73.
Can't quite make the century.
$76.
As David mentioned earlier on, he's just one away from Mark Selby's record
80.
of last year, 55 in one season was the record. Judd's made 54.
85.
It's a question how longer he will be in this event. But this is better.
Judd Trump 85 and the frame.
So 85 from Judd Trump, the highest break of the match, and it was a chance I'm sure Matthew Stevens feels he shouldn't have got, but he did get it, and he took it well, and he trails now by 3 frames to 2. Well, we caught a very brief glimpse there of Neil Robertson and Mark Selby. They're back as well after the interval. It's 2 apiece.
And I think Judd's just taking this opportunity to just do a little bit more repair work on that tip.
So here is the other match. 33-5 to Selby. But I don't think anyone really would predict either player's going to pull away. More likely it's going to be 4-all in an hour or so. Just has that feel about it. Yes, he dashed off, didn't he, Trump? Because he can only take a couple of minutes now, really. But even that might make the difference.
Yeah, there was just a little feather on the tip actually, just coming off. You know, it hasn't split. It's just a little slight feather. So he'll want to repair that, but just gives himself another couple of minutes just to do a little bit more work on it. Happy to get the 5th frame, of course, but Mark went into the red tee. I thought he might have gone into the pack with a little bit more pace. He's still on this red, but could have been easier. But I'm with you on this, David. I think this one's destined for a 5-4. Played, he's on the pink.
So a chance for Selby to retake the lead.
And 2 of the hardest match players in the game. Another one coming up later. John Higgins looking like he's back to good form against the local hero, Ding Junhui.
45.
That should be a good match. And the defending champion Mark Allen takes on Ricky Walden.
So Selby looking good for a 3-2 lead. Meanwhile, Trump and Stevens are about to resume. Stevens leads 3-2. He knows it could have been 4-1. It's a question of where it's all going to finish. Well, if the brown's in the way, it's okay. He's having a look. Well, he's held his hand up, so that tells you that Stevens can't see the potting angle of that red. Got a bit lucky there, Trump. Yeah, it's all been about that tip today, hasn't it? Well, for a minute it looked like he'd fluked it. His left one to this right corner. Well, Trump again was fortunate that he didn't leave that red on that in the end was covered by the brown.
One.
So Judd Trump with a scoring chance early in this 6th frame. By the way, Selby has done enough to win the 5th over on the other side, so he's going to be 3-2 up against Neil Robertson. Respective winners will play each other in the first semi-final tomorrow. Ding Junhui against John Higgins and Mark Allen, Ricky Walden, the 2 quarter-finals later today.
8. $15. 16. 23.
Well, not exactly ideal where the cue balls come to rest. Don't think you can see the red over the green pocket. He's having a look. Or can he see it? Well, he can. So that's
24.
a bonus. That red was always kind of insurance in case something went wrong. Hanging in the jaws of the green bag. This needs to stop. He's okay. Good scoring chance now for Trump.
$28.
Looking to disturb a few.
33.
He's on the red to the right corner. I'm not sure though whether the red on the left hand side has blocked the path of the black. Well, that shot tells you it
34.
hasn't. Looking like 3-3 then.
$41.
Well, I suspect he played on the left-hand red here, but white didn't quite come off the cushion as he expected. You can still pot it. It's a little thinner than intended. The white's going to be running away. Doesn't really want to be taking the one on down the cushion, I don't think. So not ideal here, position. Well, he's come back to this one now. And there's a little bit of pressure on this. This is slightly awkward cueing. Oh dear, he's just landed in trouble. Well, he's changed his mind again. Good pot. Now where's it all going to finish?
42.
Is he on the green? He's having a good look. Well, I think he might be. But not on the red. Well, does it cut actually? It might do.
45.
From that angle you'd say it did. On the overhead it looked very thin.
$46.
Well, it's just overrun, and it just shows again, if you lose prime position, which you did a couple of shots ago, it's just harder and harder to keep it going and get back into ideal position.
No, I don't think he's hit that hard enough.
Judd Trump, 46.
Well, it was all the way, but not enough weight on the black. And that, I think that would have been frame over, but what a chance is this for Matthew to get back into this frame now?
1.
Just that one awkward red tied to that top cushion. But a few minutes ago, he was thinking he might not get another chance. Well, again, big moments in this match.
$8. 9. $14. 15.
I just wonder whether they might play on the awkward red here. Doesn't have to, of course. Yeah, it's pretty obvious he's going to leave that one till last and just get right in behind it. All he has to do is just drop it in for the black. After that, there's nothing difficult. Well, somebody just moving about in front of the shot. We've had a few instances of that this week. The photographers or whatever, or people just coming in, just moving as the player was down on the line of the shot.
23. Mrs. Stevens, 23.
Well, I'm with Matthew on that one. He thinks that's drifted a little bit to the left, and I think it just came in a little bit right at the end. He's blocked the pocket, but would have preferred the pink in. Just have a look at this. There, the pink is in. He's just drifted that last 3 inches. Nice shot there from Judd.
把他赶，根本就不是记者。
Well, again, it seems somebody's moving in the line of the shot.
Well, if it's an official photographer, he should be slung out. Simple as that. He's been told often enough.
I think Brendan Moore was doing a match yesterday and he said that's twice. Next one, you're out of the arena.
It's always 3 strikes and you're out with the referees, isn't it? The misrule.
Cross double. Wow. Especially with the pink over the corner pocket. No, he's not there again, is he?
Well, he's got to go.
He's got to go. I mean, it's the photographer. He's got to go. It's ridiculous. Here's the cross double that Matthew played.
It's not a member of the public, it's a photographer. Should know better.
Seven. Eight.
Well, a little bit too far for the intended blue, but he's got a good angle on the pink here to get him behind this final red.
阿辉，你去看一下好了。不是，你穿个白衣服就不要在前面晃来晃去的，可以吗？
Well, you know, there's only one answer to it, I'm afraid, and that's he's got to go. If he keeps doing it, it must be 6 times now in this frame.
阿辉，你过去不要让人进来了，都出去好吗？可以吗？
Make that 7. And finally, yeah, and don't come back, I think is the message from Ivy.
This is a very important stage in this match. Well, he's only just knocked the pinky.
14.
Well, I don't want to mess with Zhu Ying, Ivy, as she's known. She's going to be a bit feisty, I think, at times, but that was absolutely ridiculous. Oh, I thought he got that.
Matthew Stevens, 14.
Well, again, there's been 2 or 3 pots, attempted pots by Matthew, where I thought there was in, 2 into this left-hand corner, and now that one. Just have a look at this. Well, on other occasions, we've seen those drop.
1.
Well, he's not ideal on the black, really, but I think he's surprised to be back to the table. They've both had chances to win this frame. It's been quite a nervy affair. Black's in, though. Good shot.
8.
17 in front. Yellow, green and brown.
No, can you avoid the brown here with the shot? Might just stun off the 2 cushions here. He could just, well, it's difficult because I think he's going into the brown here. This needs a good shot.
10.
Well played. As long as he's not straight on the screen. Even if he is, he can just pull the white back a couple of feet where he is now for the brown. Seem to have much angle on this green. Well,
13.
and he's got a kick as well, which hasn't helped. He chose to play on the brown to the yellow pocket, but he could have done with being straight on this brown. It's all happening here today. This is frame ball.
17.
Well played. Yeah, well, 3 apiece. Judd Trump is back in this. But Matthew Stevens must have thought that he got that red down the cushion. Well, I think with everything that's gone on here, David, Judd would be absolutely delighted that he's got back into this match.
Absolutely, but Matthew Stevens, he had at least 3 chances to win that frame, and he had some in the previous frame as well, so concerns at the moment for the Welshman. Needs 2 snookers here on the blue. Well, that's not a snooker, quite clearly.
Yeah, I don't think he'll get another chance to either. Well, if this goes in, I think there'll be a concession. Let's get on with the next one. It's not far away. Well, Matthew will play on, of course.
He's going to have to pop the blue and try and get the snooker on the pink, or 2 snookers on the pink.
5.
I think he tried to keep that out.
Yeah, he did actually. Yeah.
Wasn't easy though, it was pretty much hanging in the jaws.
Frame
Well,
conceded.
you
Frame
see, you don't
6,
want to play
Judd
on for 2 on the pink, so he's conceded, and Judd Trump has done well since the interval. 3-1 down, but he's fought back. We're all square now at 3 apiece. Well, it's got pretty tense, I think, but Trump, as I say, has done well, and if he can battle through this match, obviously he can sort his cue out in time for the semi-finals tomorrow against either Mark Selby or Neil Robertson. It's 3-2 to Selby. We can just drop in on this one. There's Selby. He's wearing that glove today. That's how we know he's at the table. And he's just in front in this next frame.
Yes, and this is a little bit awkward over this middle pocket. This isn't guaranteed.
Mark Selby 19.
And he's left it on.
Well, there's never been more than a frame between them, and Robertson obviously hoping that remains the case here. Trailing by 20.
Stunned down for the green or the blue here. Blue on its spot would help.
1.
We'll be back with Trump and Stephen shortly, but both players have just stepped out of the arena between frames. No truth in the rumour that Matthew's gone to look for that photographer. My word, he was appalling, really. You know, to be warned once, you should stop, but he was 6 or 7 times before eventually he was slung out.
Well, meantime, Neil here looking to try and level things up once more. I've said already that this is a very difficult one to call between these two.
Good chance now to make it 3-3.
Of course, these two contested this year's Masters final. Mark Selby won that one 10-6. And you've got to think as well that Mark Selby starting to play well again. Of course, that he has a chance of the what we call the Triple Crown. You know, the Masters, the UK. He's on the mantelpiece. He'll have one eye on the World Championship coming up, of course, in a few weeks' time.
Well, Trump and Stevens are back, so we're going over there again. All square here, 3-3. Trump has won the last 2. Well, those lights, it's not a disco, is it? It's a snooker tournament, so we're going to have to sort those out. What's going to happen next?
They're like strobes, aren't they?
It's like Saturday Night Fever in here all of a sudden. Well,
yeah. Well, Judd Trump's staying alive in this match.
Well, he likes his nightclubs, Judd, but I don't think he really wants to play in this environment. So we're going to have to sort this out. What a strange occasion it's been. All sorts have been going on. There it is. Well, it's not much good to you if you're sensitive to flashing lights. It's like the Hacienda or something. Ah, they've sorted it out. Still one hanging on. Yeah, well, it's been a strange week. I mean, we had rain stop play the first day. That kind of set the tone. And someone's trying to find the right switch.
One.
I think it's just about got the right side of the blue. He can power this in and be on the red left of the black.
Six. Seven.
Well, wrong side of the blue this time, and the pink's more difficult. I think he might just settle for the extra 5 points here. Well, unless he's seen one that goes to this right corner.
12.
Looking at the red that's just at the left of the pack here, left edge of the pack. I reckon there might have been that photography, you know, Dave, trying to sabotage things. What do you reckon?
Well, someone's pressed a switch, haven't they, somewhere? Obviously, didn't mean to, but they've had a lot to contend with, these two today, and a lot of it's been nothing to do with the actual match, which in itself is on a knife edge, as is the other one, because Robertson's made it 3-3 now with Mark Selby.
Do you know, I don't think he's clipped the black enough here. He's on the pink. If the red goes to the left corner, it's not a problem. You can play the pink and screw back. Well, it seems you can see enough of it. Ooh.
Judge from 18.
Well, he convinced himself that he could pot that. Perhaps he couldn't.
I certainly think in general the pockets are not generous. We've seen quite a few stay out that, as you said earlier, might have dropped in other tournaments. Meanwhile, Fly just gets in the way of Matthew Stevens. Well, he won't leave him alone, it would seem.
One.
Well, black here into the pack.
Wow, he's missed the lot. It's a big target, that.
8.
Well, just look where it's finished.
Good safety shot.
Matthew Stevens 8.
Both of these first two quarterfinals nicely balanced, of course, at 3 apiece. And on both sides, difficult to call the winners, really. That's a good shot. Well, I think if Judd comes through this match, there'll be a 4-hour practice session on the way, just to knock that tip in a bit more. Well, there's Hawkeye's view. Might have to play the 2 cushions here. Well, he's trying to play dead weight into the pack, but I don't think he's hit it hard enough. That's not getting there. Well, that will go back.
Back.
Well, zooming here. Ivy, as we know it, has been kept busy in this match. Well, no players in this sort of position looking to get any sort of advantage. That it's just making sure that it's back in the right place. You might play the same shot again, just try and drop into the pack dead weight. Just making sure that it is in the correct position. Often we have the still frame facilities. It's probably as near as you can get, actually. Matthew, of course, just sitting in his chair and allowing the referee to get on with it. That's their job. Well, Judd's asking Matthew, but Matthew won't know where it was because he didn't see the shot in the first place. Well, there is the still frame, and that looks absolutely spot on. Better pace this time. Well, Matthew could do with this being a touching ball, but I don't think it is. Well, it's got interesting now, David. 3 apiece. Again, a difficult match to call, this one, from here in.
I think Trump has to be favourite now. I think Matthew Stevens will feel could possibly have won the match by now.
And Judd seems a little bit more comfortable with that tip as well. He'll be thinking, just get through this one, and then I can work on the tip more. We'll only have 2 more matches to go, of course, after this one to win the title. Won't play until tomorrow, of course, so he could possibly replace the tip, put a new one on, or just take care of the one that he's got on now.
That wasn't such a great shot, though. Got very tense, and I think all the other incidents as well off table that certainly haven't helped concentration.
Well, good shot now, it's missed the yellow. And again, you know, with the new tip, those are the sort of shots you hate because you're just playing thin edges or you're playing with a little bit of side, and mentally you just haven't quite got that confidence in the tip. And Matthew's forced the error here, so this is a good chance for him.
One.
Oh, nice nudge off the pink. Well, I'm not
6.
sure about that one. I've no idea what really played on there. You can still drop this one in, and the black is available.
Seven.
Well played. Don't know how he can hold for these reds though. Well, he's just checking the black spot here. See if the black will spot. If not, I think the pink is available. There's always the green spot. But I think he's got to drop this in dead weight to stay on the red. That's a great shot. Little soft stun shot.
Fourteen.
Well, there was plenty of room there for the black. Well, he's going to play a cannon into the black here, and he's just checking the angle of that cannon, and he wants to try and turn this black over. He's trying to push the red away from the black and land on the black into the same corner pocket. Unlucky. It didn't turn it over. Needed a thinner contact on the black there.
Matthew Stevens, 15.
Was another good chance though to score, and he made just 15 from it.
Well, that's unlucky. A couple of cannons into colours, and he's left the red on to the centre, so another chance here for Matthew then. Didn't make it.
One.
Well, he's the wrong side of the blue. Could take the brown, but he might just play the power stun shot here off the back cushion. All he has to do is just bring that white beyond the pink for the red. In fact, they all go to this right corner, so he might bring the white down the left-hand side. Well, he's got a massive bounce off the cushion there. That really sprung
6.
off. We've had 1 or 2 unusual bounces in this match.
Judd 6. One.
Perfect control of the cue ball there to get on the pink.
7.
A little bit of work to be done to win the frame at this visit.
8. $15.
Well, he's left this red awkward. That's why he's taking the one near the green pocket.
16.
Well, if he's left that straight, that's no good to him. Could play the brown.
My word, he's close to that green.
Well, he's got the brown, but snookered himself on the intended red. And that is end of break.
20.
Again, not wanting to use the rest, and it was a real stretch. Really bitty frame this, but Matthew Stevens again just not making very many from that chance.
Matthew Stevens 20.
Well, can he see the red to pot it? I think he can. Well, Stevens got away with that one.
important frame this, of course, for both players, and it could still go either way. I think Judd just happy with everything that's gone on to be still battling away here. 3-1 behind, and to replace that tip at the beginning of the match wasn't looking good for him. And now has he got another cross double? Well, if these reds are tight to the cushion, he might play a plant here. No, he's not interested. Nice little nudge on the green. Terrific shot.
Fault.
There's a fair way away there, and this could be a free ball. Well, it wasn't called, but Matthews has had the white replaced anyway.
Close to the bar. Okay.
Well, again, it's spot on. Well, he'll settle for that. Well, he was hoping to get him behind the green and brown again, but not this time. There's only 27 in this, with 51 on the table. Judd, of course, still has a chance here to steal it. That's another good shot. Amazingly, I think that Judd can get through the gap here. Oh, that's incredible. An inch either way, and he was in trouble. But he hasn't played a good one. Matthews just had a quick look at these two reds near the side cushion, but if they're not quite a plant, because Judd refused them a couple of minutes ago, Matthew needs to look at a possible angle on the brown here to try and split those two reds. He's going to need one of them.
One.
Again, he just needed that white to travel about another inch. I'm not sure whether he can get enough action on the white here to get anywhere near these reds. Well, he's going to have a go. This will take some shot. Well, he has done, but he didn't hit it hard enough.
Five.
You could say he's on the reds. He leads by 32, and there's 43 on. It's been a strange frame, really.
Matthew Stevens 5.
Well, he was looking for the snooker, but that's not bad actually, because he's forcing Matthew to open up these reds here. He'd be looking for the safety, but also he's got to be very careful that he doesn't push a red over this corner pocket. He could really do with hitting this left-hand red with no contact on the other. Of course, it's Judd that wants them open.
I think he might have backed into the referee there. No damage done, it would seem.
Fault and Matthew Stevens
That's
4.
incredible. I guess the only difference it makes, he only needs a red now, won't need a colour off the last red.
Well, looking for the finest of edges. Oh, missed it by a fraction. Well, this is train ball. Judd still has a chance.
It's not a great help to Trump, but he's pushed that red safe. Stevens only needs one.
Well, it's come far enough down the table, it pots. But a lot of work to be done here by Judd Trump. Good pot.
1.
Big bounce for the pink will be handy. Well, could have done with a little bit more, but it's not a bad angle to get close to this last red.
Seven.
I just wonder whether you might contemplate the double here and stun the yellow towards the cushion, the corner pocket. It's a possibility. But he's got to be careful because he knows if he leaves the red on, it's frame ball. Well, I think he went for the double, but I think he missed it by a margin.
So Stevens just needs the red. 29 in front, 35 on. Not seen that many long balls go in this match from either player. Well, don't tell me the photographer's back. Might be a different one. Someone just in his eye line there. This is a big shot as well. He needs to be able to concentrate here.
Well, I'll be happy with a cannon into the black. I think he's got the snooker. Or just about. Nice hit.
Oh, what about that one? Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And that's a frame winner. Had to hold its line, didn't it? And it did. All the way into the pocket.
Five.
Judd needs 2 snookers now.
Match Stevens 5.
Quite a long frame, as you see, 35 minutes. Scrappy. That's a snooker.
Might pot this coming from this direction. He's played it on the slow side. Still might pot it. Great shot again. Still needs 2 snookers. Judd. I don't swear this enough to miss the brown, but not too much to hit the blue. That's a good shot. Well, you could use the black as a stopper here, bring it in into play, and take the white down towards the green. He's got them lined up down the table. That's a pretty good shot. Oh, look at this one. What a clever shot. Just wanted that cue ball to be another 2 inches to the left there. Very clever. Looking for the 2 cushions here. Good hit. Might be in behind the blue here though, after this one.
Fault.
Now then,
Judgment fault.
Judd only requires one more. Well played. Well, this is terrific stuff here from Judd Trump. He hasn't given up this frame, and he's got Matthew under a little bit of pressure now. Especially if he misses this one. Well, he's got to hit this. There's room to go around it. Well played. But the brown and green are in perfect position to lay snookers. And that's, I think, where exactly this cue ball will be after this shot. Well, this is terrific stuff here from Judd, David. I mean, we know the break builder of the years and all that, and terrific potter, but he's also got a very good tactical game when he needs it.
Well, he's been excellent, hasn't he, in this exchange? He's got Matthew Stevens right under pressure now. Needed 2 snookers, he's got one of them, he's got him in another one here. And he's missed it. So Trump can win the frame now.
Judgment 5.
Incredible. Not the green safe-ish, but even so, my word, he had this frame won a minute ago.
Well, he can't believe what's happened to him in the last 3 or 4 minutes. Another great shot.
So 25 in it with a 27 on the table.
Well, the double kiss, but he got away with it. Well, he might have just thrown this frame away. This yellow is on, and Matthew only needs the yellow. Just needs to get onto the green. Well, this is frame ball then.
Two.
Well, after all that hard work from Judd Trump, he plays a loose one and throws it all away.
Well, it's only 1 snooker he needs. He's got 2 on the yellow, so it's not necessarily over yet.
Yeah.
This
Now
is Steven.
finds himself in a snooker. Well, he'd be annoyed with himself, especially to say all the hard work that he did on those, getting those snookers, to just play a poor safety shot. He's got to hit this.
No, nowhere near.
4. Matthew Stevens. 4.
So back to where we were then. He needs 2 now. Well, if he can drop the green in, then it's surely going to be the Welshman retaking the lead.
Three.
Tough frame, very scrappy. But Matthew Stevens has won it, that's all he cares about.
7.
After Judd Trump came from 3-1 down to 3-3.
12.
He's now going to have to win the last 2, otherwise he's going home.
18. And for Matthew Stevens.
Tough frame that. But Matthew Stevens wins it. Look at that, 44 minutes just about. But Stevens back in front here in Haikou. He leads by 4 frames to 3.
Between two seas. Departure time for the annual Trans-Italian Express. Pedal power provides the steam as the peloton rolls over the hills in 7 stages. From San Vincenzo to San Benedetto del Tronto, where another Vincenzo, Signore Nibali, will aim to double his collection of blue jerseys. Tirreno Adriatico, Wednesday, live on Eurosport 2. In the rink and on the brink, the skating stars of the future take to the ice in Milan, where their mission is simple: total control of the world's World Junior Figure Skating Championships, every day, live on Eurosport 2.
4-3, Matthew Stevens leads Judd Trump. Stevens has just left the arena between frames. He needs 1, Trump needs 2 to reach the semi-finals. Judd Trump has had a problem all through the match with his tip. Must have been a factor, but that's of course to take nothing away from Matthew Stevens and his performance. That last frame wasn't great, it has to be said, but as I say, the only thing that matters to Matthew is that he won it. Doesn't want to decide though, wants to try and I guess win it here in this next frame. Judd Trump's had the 2 highest breaks of the match, 82 in the first, 85 in the 5th. Stevens, his best 2 breaks, 64 in the second and 70 in frame 4. We just wait for Stevens to come back. Our next set of matches 2 hours from now will be John Higgins against Ding Junhui and Mark Allen, the defending champion here, against Ricky Walden, who of course won the Wuxi Classic. Back was the very start of the season, seems a long time ago now, June, but he won that tournament. He's up against Mark Allen later. Well, here's Matthew Stevens. He needs 1, Trump needs 2.
From 8, Matthew Stevens to break.
Matthew Stevens back in front. He needs 1 more to reach the semi-finals.
Well, can Judd take us into a decider? Well, I'm not sure about that one. He pushed the boat out there. And if he's covered that red, he's been very fortunate. quite sure whether the red below the pink goes to this left corner. Matthew's got a chance at the pot to the right corner. And obviously Judd has just covered this red enough. So Matthew can't take it on, but he might be able to just push it down the table. Oh, he's caught the brown. Oh, that's unbelievable. Look at this again, look. Catches the brown on the way through.
One. Six.
Yeah, Stevens has done the one thing he didn't want to do, which was give Judd Trump a chance early in this frame to make it 4-4.
7.
Flies won't leave him alone. Well, he's very popular, Judd, not just with people.
Judd Trump, 12.
Well, would you believe it? Well, they're attacking Matthew now.
One.
Nice pot. Nicely on the blue. Just checking to see if this red passes the one near the corner pocket. Good pot there, though.
Well, has anyone got any spray? That might be a start.
Six. Seven.
Well, he's lying on this red, so he might be able to just dislodge one or two more. And I think he'll be going back for the blue here. Well, this is slowly becoming a very good chance here to win this quarter-final. the beginning of the day, it was a strong. Judd Trump was a strong favourite in this match. But of course, the incident at the beginning of the match when Judd's tip split, had to replace it.
21.
There's been a lot of stuff going on during this quarter-final, one way or another. Photographers being told off and then asked to leave. But he has the chance here to win the match. And again, it's noticeable, David, that his tempo around the table is definitely slowed.
Does not want to decide it. He wants to put it away here, absolutely. It would be a really satisfying win, this, for Matthew Stevens.
29.
Could have been out to Dave Gilbert, scraped through that one 5-4, was 3-1 down to Sean Murphy, came through 5-3. Both matches played using Mark Williams' cue. I wonder if he wins the tournament, if he'll give Mark a cut of the winnings. £85,000 is the top prize.
I'm sure he'll look after him. Not that he's looking after him. I think he's got a few bob of his own.
35.
Well, just got to keep going now, hasn't he? It's a good chance, this.
He's just checking the black again. I think there might just be room there. Yeah, I think that will pass the reds because, well, we'll soon find out the way he plays this, if he drops it in, of course. Otherwise, you'll go back for the blue. Obviously the black will go.
36.
He hasn't played a great shot there. I thought he might have stayed high on this black, and because the red's into the right corner, he's got to screw in behind them now. Well, that wasn't that shot, it was the previous red. He didn't play it very well. But if he's fairly straight on this one to the middle, he's been lucky to have a shot at all. But he can hold for the pink. Well, nicely done. And he had too much angle to hold for the pink, but well, he's got the blue into the corner here, and there's a couple of reds available to the right corner. Well, he's looking to make this opportunity count. He's not far away from the last four.
49. $50.
That's a great cannon.
57.
Well, that could be the winning shot, really. If he knocks this in, he's already 41 in front. So getting closer and closer to putting this one away. He's been really focused on this break. He's been really careful not to make any slip-ups.
Well, this is worth £9,000 to him, these next few balls.
64.
Already guaranteed 11,000. 20,000 for the semi-finals, 35 for the runner-up. 85,000 of course to the winner.
65.
So we're getting into the big money now.
This is frame ball coming up. A match ball for a place in the semi-finals. Well, great effort this. The last frame was very scrappy. Nothing scrappy about this. This is good stuff.
Yeah, just drop this red in. We've already had a look at these two reds, whether they are a plant, but he's even got the single red just to drop in to really make sure. Then Judd's not coming back.
$72.
And it's there. Well, you've got to feel for Judd Trump, because we know that the tip split at the beginning of this match. He's had to change the tip, but it must have affected him, really. But every credit to Matthew. No, is that there? Oh, great shot.
Yes, Trump was unlucky, but Matthew Stevens still had to do his job. And he was under a bit of pressure at 3-3. It looked like he kind of missed the boat, but won that scrappy 44-minute 7th frame, and he's made a good break there to win the match. That's a good finish for Matthew Stevens. 79 the break in the last frame, and he's into the semi-finals of a world ranking event for the first time since the World Championship last year. It was a real battle, and in a way the key moment was before a ball had been struck, when Judd Trump got his cue out of his case and his tip had split. He was allowed 15 minutes after breaking off to work on it, but it obviously affected him. Matthew Stevens, though, will be very satisfied. He's the man who goes through to the semi-finals. He's seen off Judd Trump by 5 frames to 3. So Matthew Stevens will be in action tomorrow against either Neil Robertson or Mark Selby. We're going to show you some action from that one very shortly. But as we see a few shots from that match, Matthew Stevens wasn't exactly punching the air then. I think he was just relieved to get it out of the way in the 8th frame rather than go through the agony of a decider. But it's a good win for him, that, regardless of what happened with Trump. That's a good win for Matthew Stevens. Who's he going to play? Well, we can show you some action from Selby